Good, there we go. You're on now.
Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, give all praises and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakodash.
Devon to the apostles, Jim S. Ruel, Shalom to the faithful men that's always continually doing the work of the Lord. I, Jim S. Columbus, Ohio, for Sunday class, Lord willing. You know, of course, we in the book of Numbers. Last class was about, the acts of Joshua and Caleb. You know what I'm saying? How they had faith when they were going to spy out the land. You know what I'm saying? And, so continuing on, you know what I'm saying, we can move forward to the story where it goes into, we can start at Numbers 21, and you can start at 5, because pretty much this class, Lord willing, we're just going to touch on the meaning of what's that serpent that Moses held up, what that represent, all right? And then also, we'll mainly touch on the blessing of Israel, when Balaam was supposed to curse Israel, and the Lord ended up blessing them, you know what I'm saying? And, just go into that, Lord willing. But go ahead, you can start with that Numbers 21 and 5. Or you can start at 4. Just read.
This is the book of Numbers 21 and 5. It reads, and the people spake against the Most High.
Start at 4.
Numbers 21:4 says, and they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom, and the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way.
Right, because we went to last class too, showing the reason why, Jake had to be in the wilderness for 40 years. Because when they went, just a review, when they went out to spy out the land, it took 40 days. And so the Lord said for each day, I'm going to give you a year. Because they gave a bad report. The only one that gave a good report was Joshua and Caleb. The only true ones that actually believe the Lord. But you got it.
Verse 5, and the people spake against the Most High and against Moses, wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loatheth this light bread. It says, in the Most High, and Yahweh sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died. Therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against Yahweh and against thee. Pray unto Yahweh that he take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people.
Right, because there's always been a mediator. Even though Jake hate that, there's a mediator between Most High and men. Of course you got Yahushua, then you got the prophets, you know what I mean? But when shit gets real, what do? They went to Moses when that was in the time of the Sinai, when the chariot came down. They wanted to speak to the Most High, and then when the Lord was about to speak with them, then they stepped back and let Moses get in, in between, But you got it.
It reads, 7. It says, therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against Yahweh and against thee. Praying to Yahweh and that he take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. And Yahweh said unto Moses, make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. And Moses made a serpent of brass, and put it upon a pole. And it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived.
Right, so what's that represent? The serpent of brass. You know what I'm saying? So now, we can go ahead and get to, John 3 and 14.
That's the spirit. I don't know how I just jumped to BLB and I'm already here. That's the spirit. This is St. John chapter 3, verse 14. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish.
Right, and what's that lifted up? And when he was getting crucified. So, that serpent that they looked at when they lifted up, when Moses lifted up, that represents Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? Because like we already made 1,001 different, what they call examples showing you how Yahweh Shai is in the Old Testament. All these different things are foreshadowing him,
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Hebrews 10:7, it says, Then said I, Lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O Yahweh.
Right, that's because Yahweh Shai is, but my family might forget that too, John 1:1, because he is the book, he's the word, and it's written of him. Isaiah 53, Daniel, he just read that. I think that was last class too, or the last one before that. Oh no, the last one, yeah, Daniel 10, yeah. It's all Yahweh Shai, but somebody got that?
Yes, sir. This is St. John chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the Most High, and the Word was the Most High. The same was in the beginning with the Most High.
Was power.
I'm sorry?
When you go into it's a power. In the beginning was the Word,
Oh,
and the Word was with power and power.
Allah.
Yeah. Word was power.
Okay. Beginning with God, all
Just
things.
for the context.
Yeah. All things were made by him, and without, because you're going to Genesis, yeah. 1. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made. That was made in him was life.
Right, and you can link that too with Revelation. What's that? 19. He with the word, calling the word. Sitting on a horse. And then also somebody also get John 12:27. Oh, get that Revelation first though. It is Revelation 19.
Well,
And yeah, the 11. Yeah.
This is Revelation 19, verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
Right, somebody Yahweh Shai is come back in the second return in those chariots. But keep going.
Excuse me. Verse 12, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself, but he himself.
Right. I think different camps try to say that. They're talking about we don't know the name of the Lord until we get to the kingdom. But no, that's going into his rank. When you look at that Greek word name, because nobody has the rank of Yahweh Shai. That's why he's the only one that's sitting at the right hand of Most High. That's why it says that he's the only begotten. He's the only begotten son of the Heavenly Father. Because the Most High, he got many sons, but Yahweh Shai is the only begotten because you look at the word begotten means one of a kind. Just like example of Abraham. Isaac was Abraham's only begotten son, but Isaac had 8 sons. Why? Because the blessing went to Isaac. You know what I'm saying? But you got it.
Yes, sir. It says, verse 13, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
And
No.
no.
Yeah, the word. That's the proof. Right? That's the point right there. His name is called the Word of the Most High, of God. Just to link that scripture with that one. But now, let me get that John 12:27.
And make sure you're describing. That's enough. I'll bring it out. John 12:27. This is John 12:27. It reads, Now is my soul troubled, and what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour, but for this cause came I unto this hour. Father, glorify thy name. Then came there a voice from heaven saying, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again.
Oh, my fault. My point was 32. Might as well keep reading though.
What 28? It says 29. It says the people therefore that stood by and heard it said that it thundered. Others said an angel spake to him. Yeah. It says The people therefore that stood by and heard it said it thundered. Others said, an angel spake to him. Yahweh Shai answered and said, this voice came not because of me, but for your sakes. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. And I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me.
Right, gonna be lifted up from the earth because Yahweh Shai passed, and then he rose from the dead. He would draw all men unto him. As a matter of fact, you must read one more verse. Or matter of fact, yeah, just keep reading because it's all good pretty much. Yeah.
It says this he said, signifying what death he should die.
Right, crucifixion. Just to stamp that point. But you got it.
It reads, the people answered him, we have heard out of the law that Hamashiach abideth forever. And how sayest thou, the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man?
Right, see, we stop there, But see, that they had to understand it. So we brought that out too, that Daniel's class, where it says we're going to that, what's that, 490-year prophecy? And then it said the Son of Man gonna be lifted up or something like that. Did it say that? Or am I tripping?
What you talking about, that Daniel?
Yeah, I know it said something about the Messiah. Yeah, Daniel, I think that was like 9, I believe.
Daniel 9.
Yeah,
Let me see.
get that. So I don't know if we use the word lifted up. I might be tripping, but
Yeah.
24.
I just read, honestly, at like 99,
Start at 24.
99 verse 24. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish the transgression and to make an end of sins and to make reconciliation for iniquity and to bring in everlasting righteousness and to seal up the vision and prophecy and to anoint the most holy.
right, because he said, I'm going to be lifted up and draw all men unto me, because why? Because the forgiveness of sins, you know what I'm saying? And you keep going.
Yes, sir. Verse 25, know therefore, understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, it shall be 7 weeks and 60. In 2 weeks the street shall be built again in the wall, even in troublous times.
Right, which are, if you want to go in more detail, go back to that class, Daniel 9, that's going into that 490-year prophecy from the time the temple was built, right, rebuilt, right, and then until Yahweh Shai and all that. But that's all details in another video, but keep going.
Verse 26, and after 62 weeks,
That's it, yeah.
shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with the flood. And unto the end of the war, desolations are determined.
Right, yeah, kind of perfect. That's what I wanted. Yeah, the Messiah shall be cut off, but not for himself. Because why? Because he died for the sins of Israel.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's the point. We can stop there. But we can go back to that Numbers.
Numbers 21, and I believe we're in verses, I'm going to read 9 again. It says, Moses made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole, and it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. And like you said, when you go into it, it's ultimately pointing into Yahweh Shai, because how do we live? We live through Yahweh Shai, at this present time, being in, Babylon the Great, we look towards him for life, because when you go into it, we say he's the bread, you know what I'm saying? He's our nourishment,
Matter of fact, Slack, since she said that, damn, how's it go? Can you get that, the classic, Life More Abundantly? There's another one in John
6:63.
That too.
John 6.
Yep. And I think another one in John 11. Well, if y'all got that,
Okay.
maybe y'all can go ahead. I'm trying to find this other one. I think it's John 11.
This is St. John chapter 6 and 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.
You got
And
it.
that's red letter too. That's written by Yahushua, all right? Excuse me. So because this is the quickening goes into being life or alive, you know. And it's the only way we're still alive is through you, Yahushua, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua.
That was it?
Yeah, that's it.
Alright, somebody got the other one?
Yeah. This is John 10:10. It reads, well, I'm going to say it 9. It says, I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly.
Right, and have life, you know what I'm saying, more abundantly, because, you know, the thief, you know, chiefly Esau, Edom, the devil, all that, you know.
False prophets.
Right, yeah. You know, all that equals to nothing but death. We've been into that too. I think last live, you know, how Jake follows the philosophies of this world, and it's nothing but lies, and, you know, they're going to be destroyed in the end. If you trust in Yahushua, you're going to have life more abundantly. You know, that starts with this truth, and then it's going to equal into us getting to that kingdom, you know, and the new bodies, and literally living forever, you know. But that was it, right?
Yeah.
Alright, come get that next one.
So John chapter 11 and verse 25 says, Yahushua said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth
So,
in
like,
me.
can you quote that again?
John 11 and verse 25.
Wow.
It says, Yahushua said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live.
Sure. You got a point?
Yeah,
That's the point.
straight up. That's the
Mhm.
point.
And it's why, like, and you got, you know, these dudes out here in these other camps who shun Yahushua, who say we don't have to worship Yahushua, who don't, you know, acknowledge Yahushua, or he's just the son of, you know what I'm saying? No, man, he's way bigger than, you know, just this mediocre guy that was written about in the scriptures. You know, Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, set him up, you know, to be his only begotten, to, you know, to be a light to us, man.
That's in his name.
Right.
Yahushua. He saves or he delivers.
Right, so that just is beautiful, man. Like, say you got guys who just, we ain't gotta worship Yahushua, like, as if, you know, Yahushua is insignificant, you know?
Yeah, who is he coming to save? He's coming to save you, knucklehead niggas, man. All right. The Lord's will is elect.
Yep, and verse 26 says, whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this?
Right, see? So you just, I think you said that earlier today, you know, you gotta truly believe this. You know what I'm saying? You gotta believe that Yahushua rose from the dead, that he, you know, in this case, because this account, you know, he's raising up Lazarus, you know, you gotta believe that. You know, and that's why you notice a lot of miracles that Yahushua did. Before he did it, he would ask people, do you believe? You know what I'm saying? Then they would confess their belief, and then Yahushua would say, well, your faith made you whole. You know what I'm saying? And there's certain other people, I believe there's other times, you know, where people didn't have faith, and he said, you know, you can't do no miracles, and he just left. You know, Lord willing, we can go into those, you know, soon when we get to the New Testament. But yeah, now we can go back to that Numbers.
I can get it.
I got you. Numbers 21 and 10, it reads, and the children of Israel set forward and pitched in Oboth, and they journeyed from Oboth and pitched at Igea Barim in the wilderness, which is before Moab, toward the sun rising.
Now, we're going to skip around a little bit because a lot of things are, you know, just for time's sake. So they pretty much, you know, moving along. All right. Now we can skip down to verse 21, and then we can read a little bit of that, and then we go to verse chapter 22, because this pretty much, this right here, what's about to happen, is going to lead up to Balaam and everything, because pretty much this shows you the Lord put the fear of us on these other nations. You know what I'm saying? And then when they start doing that, they start getting desperate and trying to put a curse on us just to, to halt our growth. You know what I'm saying? But you got it.
Con, real quick, if I may, I just wanted to bring this up too. I got a map, just so Jay can see the route real quick. Come on. We got it already. Just a map. Jay can see, the routes that was being took. You know what I'm saying? Where we started, where we went. Just, the loops we did, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Because at this point, we right up here. As you can see, near the Dead Sea. If I'm not mistaken. But just something to, bring up for edification. Jake understand the routes, where we at, where things going, you get a better depiction when you're going into these accounts, dealing with our journey, so on and so forth. But that's it. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Numbers 21 and 21, it says, and Israel sent messengers unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, saying, let me pass through thy land. We will not turn into the fields or into the vineyards. We will not drink of the waters of the well, but we will go along by the king's highway until we be past thy borders. And Sihon would not suffer Israel to pass through his border, but Sihon gathered all his people together and went out against Israel into the wilderness. And he came to Jahaz and fought against Israel. And Israel smote him with the edge of the sword and possessed his land from Arnon unto Jabbok, even unto the children of Ammon, for the border of the children of Ammon was strong.
Right. Let me see. Just read up to 26, then we're going to get some precepts.
This is fire right here. You know what I'm talking about? It's our history. And Israel took all these cities, and Israel dwelt in all the cities of the Amorites, in Heshbon, and in all the villages thereof. For Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab, and taken all his land out of his hand, even unto Arnon.
Yes, honey.
I do.
Also, while you getting that, can you get Deuteronomy 2 and 24? Somebody else get Psalms 135 and 9, but you got first.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. And I will keep reading. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So we took them lands, man. That's what we're reading in 21 just to back it up. As much, we're like the sands of the sea, all right? So we are the Lord gave us an inheritance. The inheritance is the land, all right? And also you slave you people, man. You other than heathen nations.
We need that Psalms 135 first, then that Deuteronomy.
All right. Psalms 135.
Because it's like we made mention too last camp. A lot of times we destroyed our enemies. What we do, we make songs about it. We didn't give a shit. We didn't care. We didn't cry for it. You know what I mean? That's because the Lord, he's like the brother just read it, the division. That separation. The Lord was never for all these different nations.
Yeah.
We a lot of man, this ain't nothing compared to what's about to read in Joshua. We already had a class on that pretty much, but Joshua took down 35 kings. You know what I'm saying? So those all were different nations. So then you got King David. It was all race wars. He was fighting against the Philistines and
Judges.
Judges. Yep.
It wasn't meant for us to be like inhabitant with them or equal. Like everybody said, can we all just no, nigga, no, I'm above you.
Right.
And I don't say that proudly either. I say it because it's us. We're Israel. Yasharala, man.
Yeah.
Princes of Power, man. You want me to start at the top? 130 Psalms 135?
You can start at 9.
Okay. This is Psalms 135 and 9. It says, who sent tokens and wonders into the midst of thee, O Egypt, upon Pharaoh and upon all his servants, who smote great nations and slew mighty kings. Sihon, king of the Amorites, and Og, king of Bashan, and all the kingdoms of Canaan.
Right. Yeah, one more.
Yep. And gave their land for an heritage, I can't say it. Inheritage unto Israel his people.
It's like one more verse.
Yep. Thy name, O Lord Yahweh, endure forever, and thy memorial, O Lord Yahweh, throughout all generations.
Right, because like the brother Todd be saying that too. Like when you be reading, it's good to know what you're reading. Like even this is Psalms 135. You know, he's saying praise the Lord, and he's just mentioning different things. And this right here, he just mentioned this account. You know what I mean? So this is a great praise to the Lord. We gotta remember this times when the Lord, because those kings was mighty. It just said that the border of Ammon was strong. You know what I'm saying? So this is a very great event that we should remember in history. You know, because the Lord, man, and you gotta think about it too. We just left out of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have our own little spot. We moving. We fucking pilgrims.
It's a journey.
Yeah. We still fucking shit up.
Still going crazy. Yeah, that is beautiful. Yeah. And good point that you made, Elder Paloya and Taz, man. Yeah, know what you're reading, especially the Psalms and stuff, because that is our history, man. Our history is extremely, profound. Even still to this day, how Jake is still rolling. He's still sojourning, so to speak.
Yeah.
This ain't our fucking rest, man. America, come on, man.
Come get that Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy 2, verse 24. It says, rise ye up, take your journey, and pass over the river of Arnon. Behold, I have given unto thine hand Sihon, the Amorite king of Heshbon, and his land. Begin to possess it and contend with him in battle. This day will I begin to put the dread of thee and the fear of thee upon the nations that are under the whole heaven, who shall hear report of thee and shall tremble and be in anguish because of thee.
Right, because like I said earlier, this story right here, when they took over these kings, is setting up Balaam, because which we're gonna go into, because like he said, like the Lord said, I'll put the dread of thee and the fear of thee upon the nations that are under the whole heaven. You know what I'm saying? Even in Jericho, when they knew that we was coming, they was like, damn, they just got out of Egypt. The Lord just did this for them. Now they coming towards us. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to be. But now, Jake, they scared of Jake now, but because a nigga might shoot you or something. But that's some bullshit. Imagine when the Lord puts his power on us, these people are gonna be afraid. You know what I mean? Really of the Lord. That's where the power comes from. But we can.
Where you at? Deuteronomy
2:24. Yeah, 2:24.
Yep, and then let me see. I probably could read. We can stop there. We can go back to that Deuteronomy. Numbers. Matter of fact, you 21, right? Chapter 21. Cause let me see. I think you can. What verse you stopped at?
Was it 22 or 23?
Alright, so now we can just get to chapter 22. Just to get to the main points. We start at 1.
Alright. This is Numbers chapter 22, verse 1. And the children of Israel set forth and pitched in the plains of Moab on this side Jordan by Jericho. And Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. And Moab was so afraid of the people because they were many, and Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel.
Right. Them damn, what's them niggas? Chinese,
so-called Chinese. Moabites.
Mm-hmm.
And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, now shall this company lick up all that are round about us as the ox licketh up the grass of the field, and Balak the son of Zippor was the king of the Moabites at that time. He sent messengers therefore unto Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call them, saying, Behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure, I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I wot that he whom thou blessest is blessed, and he whom thou cursest is cursed. And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian.
So we're gonna skip around a little bit, but yeah, you see that the nations they was petrified like that. You niggas too, cause you gotta think too. That's why you always gotta remember the Lord promises, cause with the Lord promised that is what that we're gonna be as like the stars of heaven, and it's gonna say it later. They was looking at us like, God damn, it's like this ain't even all the Israelites. They, you know what I mean? So the Lord he fulfilled that promise, you know. But we can skip down, cause you know it goes into, you know, we don't gotta get every single, cause it's gonna take too long. But let's get down to. So like, what verse you just read?
I was at 11. No, let me be 12, 13. I think I stopped at 13.
Okay.
No. I think 12. I can't even think.
So around that area, so we can skip down to verse 21, because pretty much in between that, you know, pretty much the king sent people to go tell him, to convince him to curse him, and first he said no, and then pretty much the Lord gave a vision and said just go with him and, you know, tell him what I tell you, you know what I'm saying? But you got it.
Verse 21?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Trying to see what else stopped at. And it all kind of, you know, verse 21 of Numbers 22. It says, And Balaam rose up in the morning and sat on his ass and went with the princes of Moab. And the Most High's anger was kindled because he went. And the angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his horse, his ass and donkey. And his two servants were with him. And the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And the ass turned aside out the way and went into the field. And Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. That even the donkey knows what the deal was.
Right. Yeah, that proves too that animals can see spirits and stuff. Like, you know, a lot of people say that about dogs. You know what I mean? Those cats or whatever, they see spirits and shit, because that's the proof right there in scripture. You know what I mean? But at this time, you know, Balaam, he didn't really know. He couldn't see until the Lord opened his eyes to it. You know what I'm saying? But you got it.
Verse 24. But the angel of the Lord stood in the path of the vineyards, and walls being on this side and a wall on that side. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she thrust herself unto the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he smote her again. And the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place where was no way to turn either to the right hand or to the left. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she fell down under Balaam, and Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with the staff. And the Lord opened the mouth of the ass, and she said unto Balaam, What have I done unto thee, that thou hast smitten me these 3 times? And Balaam said unto the ass, Because thou hast mocked me, I would there were a sword in my hand, and now would I kill thee.
Right. So donkey starts speaking. Like the scripture says in Peter, the dumb ass speaking. You know, literally it says that because dumb means can't speak. And ass, you know, donkey, you know, jackass, you know.
Yeah.
But hey, that's beautiful, man. And the Lord did all this, and you gotta think too, man. The Lord did all this for us too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, you know, because the Lord could have had this nigga curse us, and then, you know, guys all fucked up, but you know the Lord intervened. But you got it.
Verse 30. And As said unto Balaam, am not I thine ass, upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine unto this day? Was I ever wont to do so unto thee? And he said, Nay. Then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and and his sword drawn in his hand, and he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, Wherefore hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because the way is perverse before me. And the ass saw me and turned from the angel. I can't even see. Holy shit! And the ass saw me and turned from me these 3 times, unless she had turned from me. Surely now also I had slain thee and saved her alive.
You would have killed his ass. But it's like, what verse you at?
I'm at 33. Now I'm at 34 now.
34. Okay, we can stop at 35.
Okay.
Go to the next chapter.
And Balaam said unto the angel of the Lord, I have sinned, for I knew not that thou stoodest in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displease thee, I will get me back again. And the angel of the Lord said unto Balaam, Go with the men, but only the word that I shall speak unto thee, that thou shalt speak. So Balaam went with the princes of Balak.
Right. So now we can go to skip, go to number 23. And you can start at start at 7, because the angel told him this is what you're going to speak. So now we're going to go into the blessings of Israel, you know what I'm saying? Because the Lord blessed him a few times, we're going to get into all that real quick, but you got it.
This is Numbers chapter 23, verse 7. And he took up his parable and said, Balak, the king of Moab, hath brought me from Aram out of the mountains of the east, saying, Come, curse me, Jacob, and come defy Israel. How shall I curse whom the Most High have not cursed? Or how shall I defy whom the Lord Yahweh have not defiled?
Right, real quick, can we get Jacob's blessing? What's that, Genesis?
27.
27, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's part of our blessing. Anybody that curses us, they gonna be cursed. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Nice old big foot of Edomite's ass, man.
Yeah.
Somebody got it. You want me?
Yeah, whoever be the first. Jacob's blessing should be curse those who curse you. Yeah, Genesis 20, I think 25. Bless those that bless you. Let me see.
Genesis 27. Trying to get a good point.
Start on move.
I got it. Genesis 27 to 29. Let people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee.
Right, see, so that's our blessing. All the different nations are going to bow down to us, and it's going to go into that in the numbers. You know what I'm saying? But we can go back to that. Numbers 23.
All right. Back at Numbers chapter 23 and verse 9. For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold, lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob?
God, can we look at that verse, number 23 and 9 in NLT? I'm just curious what it says, you know what I'm saying? But,
Alright. Numbers 23:9 NLT. Says, I see them from the cliff tops. I watch them from the hills. I see a people who live by themselves, set apart from other nations.
I mean, goodness. That's just perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even got that's self-explanatory right there, but you know what I'm saying? You gotta add that to the arsenal right there. The Christians. You know? Come on, but you got it.
Verse 10, NLT.
Oh, yeah, you can read that too, yeah.
Says, who can count Jacob's descendants as numerous as dust? Who can count even a fourth of Israel's people? Let me die like the righteous. Let my life end like theirs.
Mm-hmm. So you link that with Hosea 1, I think 10, where it says the Lord will make you, you know, stars of heaven.
So Hosea 1:10 it reads, Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living God.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Going into that blessing. You know, he told that Abraham, look at the stars, look at the sand of the sea. Can't count them. Same thing with Israel. You know what I mean?
Census bureaus and stuff. That's all bullshit. Numbering.
Right.
You know, King David, you know, he did that, try to number, you know, Israel. And that's one thing you can't do. You know, amongst a lot, you know.
Right. Right. Even Esau, that bullshit talking about 13%. We way more than 13%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's way more of us than other nations, you know. But you got it. You got that number.
When we go back to the KJV or
Yeah, KJ.
all right. Numbers 23 and 10. This we start at 11.
Mm-hmm.
And Balak said unto Balaam, What hast thou done unto me? I took thee to curse mine enemies, and behold, thou hast blessed them altogether. And he answered and said, Must I not take heed to speak that which the Lord hath put in my mouth? Excuse me. And Balak.
As a matter of fact, get somebody get Joshua 24 and 8.
Joshua 24:8 it reads, And I brought you into the land of the Amorites which dwelt on the other side of Jordan, and they fought with you, and I gave them into your hand, and that ye may possess their land, and I destroyed them from before you. And Balak the son of Zippor, king of Moab, arose and warred against Israel, and sent and called Balaam the son of Beor to curse you. But I would not hearken unto Balaam, therefore he blessed you still, so I deliver you out of his hand.
Right. We gotta believe that same thing to this day. Because you got now in a different, in modern time, you got Esau, you know, he's putting these different curses and shit on Jake. And the Lord ain't hearkening unto him. With the accuser of my brethren, you know, Esau is putting pork and all kinds of bullshit into our food. And he turned and looking at the Lord like, oh, look at these people, look what they doing.
Yeah.
And he trying to curse us and trying to make the Lord forget us pretty much. But the Lord ain't hearkening to that shit. You know what I'm saying? You about to say something?
No, I was just trying to add to the point, but like how you put pork in wine, man.
Right.
Like, and they know Jake drink that. It's just the dude's the devil, man. Y'all want me to go back?
Yeah,
Numbers 23 and
we stopped. You might skip again too.
okay.
We stopped that.
I think around 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I stopped at damn, I can't remember. I could continue back at 11.
You skip to 18.
Okay. Numbers 23:18. And he took up his parable and said, Rise up, Balak, and hear, hearken unto me, thou son of Zippor. The Most High is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall not make it good? Salaki. Behold, I have received a commandment to bless, and he hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it. He hath not behold iniquity in Jacob, neither hath he seen perverseness in Israel. The Lord Yahweh is his power is with him, and the shout of a king is among them.
Right, so it's beautiful, but the Lord didn't even, he said he didn't behold iniquity in Jacob, because Jacob's going to fuck off, but, you know, the Lord had mercy on us, of course, through his son, and, you know, all that gonna be washed away, because, again, the accuser of our brethren, because this nigga trying to put sin upon us. Matter of fact, can you get that too? Habakkuk 2:15. Because Esau, he making us go to fuck. I mean, you know, Jake do it themselves too, but Esau put all this shit, these obstacles in our face, and we just makes us go to fuck off. And he loves that like that, so he can blame it to the Lord, so he can get the blessing back. But the Lord ain't hearing that shit, you know. You got it.
Yeah, Habakkuk 2:15 says, "Woe to them that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy body to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness."
Right, that's what Esau do. He give drink to his neighbor, which is going to them evil philosophies. And I got Jake drunk, and now he's naked, showing forth his wickedness. You know what I'm saying? And the iniquity, when we supposed to be clothed on with those garments. You see what I'm saying? And then that was it right in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, God. You know, so that's beautiful, man. Hey, that's why it's beautiful to know these accounts, because you gotta remember the Lord stood up for us a lot. Even in Jake, they down there, you know, in the wilderness, just chilling and shit. They probably don't know all this is going on right now. You know what I'm saying? And this account number is 23. Wow, these damn heathens cursing us and shit. The Lord is actually standing up for us, defending us. All right, but you go ahead back to that numbers.
Verse 22.
I got a quick one. So I made real quick. Just like you said, you gotta remember these accounts. This is Micah 6, and 4 I'm gonna go NLT. It says, "For I brought you out of Egypt and redeemed you from slavery. I sent Moses, Aaron, and Miriam to help you. Don't you remember my people, how King Balak of Moab tried to have you cursed, and how Balaam, son of Beor, blessed you instead? And remember your journey from Achaia Grove to Gilgal, when I, Yahweh, did everything I could to teach you about my faithfulness." Like you said, the Lord, He looked out for us, man. When all these, our adversaries were trying to, curse us, so on and so forth. Like you said, Micah 6:5. But like you said, don't you remember my people, how King Balak of Moab tried to have you cursed, Fine.
Verse 22. The Most High brought them out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of an unicorn. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath the Most High wrought?
Right, there's no enchantment against Jacob. That's why that's powerful to pray into the Hebrew, you know what I mean, and have your house shy. Go to Hebrew, rebuking Satan, things like that. Because you gotta really know that. And what that scripture says, we got enemies in high places, spiritual wickedness.
Right. These motherfuckers, all this shit. It's the technology, the radiation. It's demonic and left-hand spirits everywhere we turn.
Metals in the air that we're breathing in.
Right, so you gotta constantly be cleansed.
These niggas really devil worship. We're the fucking government. You seen that? The Erica, what's her name? The wife of Charlie Smith. What's his name?
Charlie Kirk, I think.
Yeah. At this nigga's funeral, this bitch at the end just threw up a little, just randomly just threw that shit up. Like, what? You know what I mean? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
These people are devil worshippers, man. You know what I'm saying? So you best believe they got their top witches putting curses on us and shit. Specifically, the elect. That's what they really want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They ain't gonna give a fuck about no Lil Wayne type nigga. Bald head Charles Barkley.
They already got him,
yeah.
The juice,
Damn.
And the witchcraft, but you got it.
Verse 24. Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey and drink the blood of the slain.
Right, it just says Judah's a lion's belt, crouch. this is this prophecy showing that us falling as a nation, but we about to be risen back up, and we about to eat the prey. You know, put these damn nations under captivity and perform all the judgment that is written. You know what I'm saying? But you got it.
And Balak said unto Balaam, neither cursed them at all, nor blessed them at all. But Balaam answered and said unto Balak, told not I thee, saying all that the Lord speaketh that I must do? And Balak said unto Balaam, come, I pray thee, I will bring thee unto another place, peradventure it will please the Most High that thou mayest curse me them from thence.
Right. So now we can go to chapter 24 and read a little bit of that, and then we can close out.
Hey, Jay, you might want to read Numbers 24.
Starting at verse 1.
Yep.
Numbers 24, chapter 1. Starting at the top.
Yep.
And when Balaam saw that it pleased Yahweh to bless Israel, he went not as at other time. Say that again. He went not as at other times to seek for
Enchantments.
but he set his face toward the wilderness. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents, according to their tribes. And the spirit of power came upon him.
I can continue. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam the son of Beor have said, and the man whose eyes are open have said, he have said, which heard the words of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel! As the valleys are they spread forth as gardens by the river's side, as the trees of line aloes, which the Lord have planted, and as cedar trees beside the waters. Verse 7, he shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted.
Right. Agag, King Agag, who that goes into Amalek. You know what I'm saying? The so-called, who's be exalted even above them. It says the kingdom shall be exalted, There's many scriptures on that, Daniel, you know what I'm saying, too, Isaiah 4, Israel gonna be the top of all the mountains, which represents all the other governments and rulerships, you know what I'm saying? But let's go to, because Jay can read all this in your own time, but you go to verse 17.
All right. Numbers 24:17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy all the children of Sheth.
All right, let's speak about Yahweh Shai, you know what I'm saying? We can get that real quick. Isaiah 11:1, I think, 11:1 should be. You know what I'm saying? You'll just speak about Yahweh Shai.
Right. Isaiah 11:1, it says, and there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the spirit of Yahweh shall rest upon him, the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and of the fear of Yahweh.
Right. Yeah, it's the son, pretty much the root of Jesse. Talking about because Jesse is the father of King David. You know what I'm saying? So that he goes through that line of Judah.
Matthews.
Yep. There's a little bit more in there.
3. And shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of Yahweh, and he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears.
But did you read that part right where it says they're gonna smite the nations with the rod?
That's the next verse. Verse 4, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor and reprove the equity for the meek of the earth, and he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked.
Right, so that's what the Lord's gonna come back to do. know what I'm saying, put these damn nations under subjection, which we will continue on with that numbers right there. He's gonna say some more. You got it.
And 11.
Yeah, Numbers 24.
Numbers 24, verse 18. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth on this of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but its latter end shall be that perish forever. And that's going into Obadiah.
Right. First, because he's the chief of the nations, you know what I mean? Because this man, we know that this man ruled the whole earth. Everybody's starting to see that too.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is run by the so-called, who's in his videos on Instagram. I'm seeing a lot lately. It's now that's all I see damn near. But it's a video of this dude. He explains who owns all these so-called TV internet influencers, different entertainment shit. It all goes back to this guy, And that's just that. Then you got even the porn industry, the damn news, the wars, and all companies. All this shit is run by this man. He's the chief of the nation. He's the first of the nations, but his end is that he's gonna be destroyed forever. But you got it.
Verse 21. And he looked on the Kenites and took up his parable and said, Strong is the dwelling place, and thou puttest thy nest in a rock. Nevertheless, the Kenite shall be wasted unto Ashur, shall carry thee away captive. And he took up his parable and said, Alas, who shall live when the Most High doeth this? And ships shall come from the coast of Chittim, and shall afflict the shore, and shall afflict Eber, and he also shall perish forever. And Balaam rose up and went and returned to his place, and Balak also went his way.
Right. See, we can stop there. You know what I'm saying? And then that's just going, man. We going into Jacob's rulership.
Yeah.
How we gonna put these different nations under subjection? Now, we can we get that Psalms, that classic.
83?
The one,
Psalms
like
83?
147, something like that, where it says, put the nations under chains.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, that's pretty much the point. And whatever other precepts y'all got. You know what I'm saying?
Psalms 149, and I'm gonna start at 7. It says, I'm gonna start at 5. It says, Let the saints be joyful in glory, let them sing aloud upon their beds, let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth.
Like, the saints is talking about the Israelites, alright, and it says they're gonna be singing loud upon their beds. You know what I'm saying? That goes into our rest, when we in our kingdom, when we in our heaven. You know what I'm saying? But you got it.
It says, Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, praise ye Yahweh.
Right, so it's going to be honored to fulfill all this. All this got to be fulfilled at Numbers 23, 24. You know what I'm saying? Genesis, the blessings, all these things, we going to fulfill all the judgments that is written. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, Lil Will, that's pretty much the point right there. We can stop there. Anybody got any other precepts? Because pretty much, this can be the last pass on Numbers, because pretty much, if you further the story, just to summarize it real quick, you know what I'm saying? Right after this, niggas went to go fornicate with fucking Moab. See, it shows you the hard-headed Jacob. But then the Lord had, what was his name? Phoenix? I think his name's, I forgot his name. He threw a spear and killed a couple or something like that. You know what I mean? And killed, and he pretty much took that shit out of there because niggas was going off, worshiping different idols and things like that. And then all the way down to like the 34th chapter, that's where they get the breakdown of every Israelite's pretty much portion of the land when they about to go into the land. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, we might go into that next class, because Deuteronomy, the first couple of chapters pretty much kind of just summarize everything in numbers and stuff. We might go into that. You know what I'm saying? But Lord willing, yeah, that's pretty much the point. Hopefully that was edifying. We'll give all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakadash.
the Council of the Apostles, Jim S. Ruel. Shalom to faith. Let's continue to do the work of the Lord. Start, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Endure.